All right. That wasn't a bad
prairies, baby.
Wasn't a bad intro. That might have phrases. Kicking it off live with a Burton jersey there. Jersey. So guys, so this is it officially, the first episode of the Winnipeggers. We changed our name due to some controversy where apparently peggers is some kind of a slang for a world that we're not very familiar with.
Yeah.
Well, some of us might not familiar with it. But people have been talking. They've been talking and they wanted to hear more peggers, at least in our minds they did. So here we are, and everybody looks good today. The lighting is good. Ribo closed his blinds in the back. Yeah. Spewy got some lights up there.
Yeah, thanks to Lawn Wilby, lighting by Lawn Wilby. Isn't that
seriously
nice? Our first sponsor? Yeah, Lawn sent me Lawn Lighting Incorporated sent me a light.
So 10,000 lights last week.
You're not a phantom this week, Spewy.
Yeah, I know exactly. You came from the Forbidden Zone, but cheers to you guys. Here we go.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, cheers.
Happy Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday.
Clink. So yeah, we started off. That was I think we're gonna try and use that as our theme song for as long as we can until Randy Bachman and Burton put the cease and desist on us. That's the Guess Who with Running Back to Saskatoon. And it's funny because I was like, well, what can I play for a Winnipeg song? And that's just what popped in my head.
Yeah, and it's an iconic Canadian song. It's an iconic Winnipeg tune for certain. And Burton lives in Moose Jaw now, we hear. So he's still a prairie boy, man. He's always had a house in Winnipeg, lived in Hollywood, and then moved everything to Moose Jaw and lives there now.
He's running back to Saskatoon and went to hit Moose Jaw on the way and just stayed there.
Who the fuck would want to move to Moose Jaw? What's going on? Seriously, what is in Moose Jaw? The only thing there's what?
There is a really nice heritage area for real. There's a really nice old hotel there. There's some good old architecture. It's okay, you know.
There's a nice river that runs through there. It's kind of like
water.
Nice,
they got water.
They got water. They got water. They got grass. They got heat. They got lots of grass, open fields.
They got some heritage there. Who the fuck cares about that? I'm going to add something right here for you guys to check out. I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to go. I'm going to show you the biggest thing in Moose Jaw for me that I was ever a part of is actually the giant moose. As you guys can see right here on the side. That's an actual statue. Underneath it, there's a giant ball bag.
Right.
You have a picture of that?
Yeah. There's actually more underneath it now. I just traveled through last week, and because of COVID-19, there's no outhouses open. So people are shitting in the rest area. They're just shitting on the side of the paths and everything. So that moose has got dumps underneath it. Human shit.
Blame it on the moose. What happened here? It must have been the moose.
and that's my point.
Did you just shit there? That was the moose.
Look how big that is. I can do that.
That's next week's show. Let's get a better look of the moose. There it is right there. As you can see it, that's an actual statue. And like I said, right underneath there's a ball bag, which is no joke. And apparently now you can shit underneath it.
Well, around it. Yeah, around the vicinity. But yeah.
So this week's the show it's called Dave's Letter. And we're going to discuss how we don't want to make this all about Dave.
No.
But in a way, it always kind of ends up that way. For first 3 weeks, we're trying to build a brand, get some viewers here. So we need
scare away sponsors. We use my episodes to begin. Let's scare away sponsors.
So I mean, we'll talk about the letter, but let's get not to completely just forget about everything else that's going on. But you wrote this letter. And I have the letter, which we can display on the screen, but I would like you to kind of explain a little bit behind the letter. And also, too, and Ribo can start off on this, just how insanely crazy Dave can get sometimes when it comes to certain things. Super obsessive about certain things that really stick in his craw.
Well, I really this letter is great because I've gotten served lots of crappy meals before, and I still tip the waiter and stuff like that. And it's sometimes you have to say, no, this isn't good enough. I paid for some money, and I want something good to come out of this. Like you give me something. I've been paying money, and I should be complaining here, but I usually don't. So this is like the ultimate.
Yeah. Well, let me jump in. Great way to introduce Moose Jaw in the letter, by the way.
Is that a good segue?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Is that
actually in Moose Jaw?
Good setup. Yeah, okay. Exactly.
So I actually know what I'm talking about here.
Are we naming this hotel? I mean,
great. You're the guy who's scared that we're gonna get sued. I could give two shits. I don't care if it's the Waldorf Astoria in New York City. Come after me, bro.
Yeah, okay. You're like Mr. Burns. You have just a group of lawyers just wake up, jump up. So
let's give the name. Listen. We're trying to start off here on a good note
because it's not a bad thing.
It's like giving a bad review on Yelp.
Yeah, and also I was not 100% right on this whole thing. I pushed it a little far. I ended up getting a receipt from them.
Well, hold on, what's the hotel? We never heard you. I was talking over you.
The Grant Hotel, beautiful hotel, heritage hotel in Moose Jaw. Great people.
In the heritage area of Moose Jaw.
Yeah, great people. Now let's fucking bury them. So it just, yeah, I mean, I had gotten a receipt from them and I was just steamed about this matter that I'll get into. And then I just sat there rewriting and writing and rewriting and writing. I must have spent 5 hours on this letter. And then I sent it to Steph, my girlfriend, and she says, oh my God, did you send this? And she's like crying, because of what is said. And I don't know, I was in the right state of mind. I don't even know if I'd smoked anything. I think I was just like completely, like you say, like I just went obsessive crazy on this. And it probably makes sense if you can read it or show it, or we can read it. I have it here as well if you'd like.
I will definitely be happy to do that. I was just looking for something else here quickly, but yeah, but go ahead. I will show it.
We got another show going on.
I got it. Hold on.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's called the Heritage Inn, and that is not the Grant Hotel in Moose Jaw, but that's.
Oh, I thought you said it was the Heritage Inn.
No, this is a Grant Hotel. It's a heritage hotel.
Oh, it's a heritage hotel.
Yeah,
heritage.
It's something like that.
Yeah, this is just great. I would like to say hello to the tourism board of Moose Jaw.
Okay, wait a second.
Make sure you stop at the Grant. There's no human dumps there. Actually.
Okay, there you go. Boom. Okay. There's the culprit.
There it is. There it is. Okay, beautiful. Look at that. That's
gorgeous.
It is very beautiful.
On behalf of the Winnipeggers and the Peggers, we apologize to the Heritage Hotel Fine Establishment.
Yes.
Okay. So give us a little bit more, and I'm pulling up the letter right now. Which
there's nothing to say. The letter speaks for itself. I got into it. I didn't want to come across as an alcoholic in the letter. I didn't want to come across as somebody that was living in sin, and that comes out. I wanted people to take me very serious because I was looking for a freebie. So you can maybe. Okay, there we go. I can read it if you'd like. It's a little small.
I think it may be better if me or Rybo reads it.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah.
Who wants to take this? You want to take it, Rybo? Or you want me to take it?
You can take it. You can take it.
Okay.
Right. I want to comment about every line, but
all right. So and it'll do this like they do on my friend's Pod of Thunder. If there's something that you want to comment on, just say stop, and I'll stop, and we can deal with it. Okay.
Perfect.
Dave's letter. Thank you for the receipt. Was this a receipt? Okay.
Thank you for the receipt.
Now, what I meant by that was
thank you for the receipt.
Not that I was paying taxes at the time, but what I meant, I was trying to be professional. I was trying to be really pro. And so just send me a receipt. It's very professional. Yeah, keep that. You don't even need that on the screen if you read it.
You mean the receipt from the hotel? Like when you check out?
Yeah, I wasn't paying taxes anyway at the time, but who cares? It's still.
It's not like they did you
write off.
Yeah, it's still like they did you a favor. It's
thanks a lot. Thanks for charging me.
Yeah. Okay. I feel I need to say something about our experience there last night, August 28th. First off, my fiance and I absolutely adored your hotel.
Okay. I don't have a fiance, but I didn't want to be taken like some, living in sin idiot. I wanted a week free at the Grand Hotel. That's what I was looking for. And so that just was stopped there. That's all. Go ahead.
All right. I'm taking the letter off. I'll just take it. Great room, great atmosphere, friendly service, and a beautiful hotel. which you adored. That being said, I wish I could say the same about the lounge in your lobby. We arrived there at 8:45 p.m. The server, male.
In parentheses.
All right, well, okay. In all reality, the server was ethnic and not white, so I didn't know what to say. So I just didn't want to point that out, and I didn't know what words to use. So I just went with male.
Okay.
He was
I
the
don't
only
even know if you're
male
allowed
there.
to say male anymore either. So
It doesn't matter. I mean,
The
wonderful guy, sort of.
The Manitoba Museum of and Nature.
Right.
The server male seemed fairly professional at first, but we soon grew to regret our decision of dinning there.
Dining.
There's only
Sorry,
one.
hashtag sorry, Chad.
After ordering a nice couple of drinks that we finished in a normal fashion.
Stop it there. Okay. I wanted them to think that I was just there. I was an eloquent drinker. I would have maybe one double scotch and I would go on my way and they would get a nice tip and everything would be nice. But I didn't want them to think we were actually there really drinking, which we were. Okay.
Right.
So
Well, you wanted to be anyway, but you just you weren't getting enough.
Right.
Yeah, and you're an eloquent drinker that's not living in sin.
Yeah. And what's a normal fashion? For us, a normal fashion is you down like 8 drinks in like 10 minutes.
For us three, that is. But I think in out there in society, a normal fashion could be like maybe a monarch type thing where it's like I had 2.5 shots in a normal.
I think
fashion.
one per hour is the typical.
And this is a beautiful heritage, wonderful hotel, by the
But
way.
it's not the Heritage Hotel. We've already
no,
established
but it's not. But this is, I wanted to class it up. I was there. I was
beautiful.
dressed up. I wore a dress shirt. So.
Okay. Okay. So finish in normal fashion. Also, this is in parentheses. Also ordered 2 full meals. Standard time to get to us.
Yeah, I didn't want to put down the delivery time of the food. I figured it probably was about 5 or 10 minutes over, but I didn't want to come across as totally crazy. So I'm setting them up. It's like a blues solo right now. I'm just starting with some stuff over here and I'm going to the bends real quick.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's standard time, 30, 40 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Now here's where it gets bad. We were not asked if we wanted another drink. Not again for the entire night. We finally had to ask other staff, parentheses, friendly, to get us 2 more drinks.
I didn't want to throw any other staff under the bus. I'm a people person. I love the industry people, and so I didn't want to do anything. So I just so anyway, you can continue on from there.
You adored the hotel.
Yeah, and those 2 people were nice. The other people, yeah.
Okay.
And
all
the 2
along,
drinks were splendid.
Your punctuation is terrible in this, but all along we watched our waiter hang out next to a large table in the restaurant area and watch a baseball game.
Right.
After some investigating, I found that he had been hanging out next to the owners of the hotel table, parentheses, who were supposedly there eating.
One of the patrons, I was complaining. I said, "What's going on with the service here tonight?" And he says, "Well, that waiter has been hanging out with the owners watching a baseball game, and you could look." Like, this is a really eloquent place, you could imagine. All right. And you look through this like hallway and there's a bigger room. It's like where the real rich people go, and it's the owners and this guy, and he's just standing over them and they're watching their, playoff game or something. And that I took offense to that. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got a job to do, man. He's got a job to do. He should be serving you. You're paying good
call
money at this beautiful place.
Yeah. Look at it. It's wonderful. Actually, inside is to die
eloquent.
For. Eloquent. But yeah, after some investigating, I know that was a weird sentence to use. It's not like it was a big deal. Somebody actually said, "Hey, that guy's effing the dog over there watching." Anyway.
Okay, so the restaurant and lounge were not busy at all, and he left us to wait and wait and wait some more.
Yeah, it was like writing a real simple chorus there to me when I put that in. I really liked that. I thought 3 waits better than 2, better than 1. That's
and you were
the longer you wait.
And you were stone ski here, is what I'm guessing, right?
I might have been. I mean, I don't recall. It wouldn't have mattered. I just got really into it,
Okay. When our food arrived, I was disappointed, like a child at Christmas. I had ordered the surf and turf, and the menu said, in quotations, generous amount of shrimp and scallops. When our food arrived, I was disappointed. I received 2 each. Nothing special. And hardly generous.
That's laying it out right there.
So what would be a fair amount for a generous?
I don't know. It was a $55 ticket on the menu. You know that you're going to be looking for gold. You're not getting to, you maybe have 6 to 8 scallops and maybe 8 or 9, 10 shrimp, something nice.
I think for the surf and turf, steak, scallops, and shrimp, that 2 each is a little chintzy. I would say 3 each would be okay. 4 each would be a generous amount. Ribo?
I would say 2 is never generous. How is 2 ever generous? You got to go more than 2 to be at least generous, like to get anywhere past the standard. So if you got one shrimp, you don't never get 1 shrimp. So 2 is the minimum.
Yeah, that's not generous. Yeah, if it said a minimum amount of shrimp, 2 would be okay,
and nothing special about it. And thanks for having my back. Thank you.
I know you won't.
I know you won't have it for episode 2. So.
Well, no, I have your back. My point is, think about this: you're the manager of the hotel, and this is the letter that you get from a guy after you check out. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the thing that bothered me, by the way, is that I got the receipt. I started saying, don't do it. It went back and forth. And then, you know what? I just went for it and I went for it. I went, who cares? I'm looking for a week free. Okay.
All right. If that's nothing special, hardly generous. If that's the standard, you should really change the menu to reflect the ungenerous amount.
Yeah, true.
When I complained,
minimum of shrimp. There's the minimum of shrimp right there.
When I complained to our waiter, he said nothing in return. Also, the steak was terrible. I left half of it on the plate with chewed up meat next to it. Really bad.
Really bad. I like that.
Well, I wanted to set a picture, and I did. I mean, you're eating a steak, a $55 steak, and you're spitting up chewed up amounts. I couldn't chew that meat. That was not a tenderloin.
Well, it's not really a $55 steak, though. If it's all part of the surf and turf, then the steak is a certain amount, and then the ungenerous portion. So it's probably $40 with $5 a shrimp and $5 a scallop, maybe something like that.
Okay, I know, but still, I mean,
it's a $40 steak in a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, sounds like you work for them.
Like the no, it's a beautiful place. Like the hold on, there it is, the Grand Hotel.
There it is, Grand Hotel. We love you. We love you.
Okay, continue forward. When I complained to our waiter, it was the chewed up meat next to it really bad. We were not discounted or apologized for the worst $50 steak meal I've ever had in my life. He seemed not to care about my complaint. Let me ask you a question. Did you ever say anything to him?
Yeah, I did. And he just kind of like acknowledged it and then just walked away each time. And then when I read back the letter, it's kind of funny because like he seemed not to even care. Like, well, who would really care that much? The guy is probably just doing an in and out. Get me home. Hanging out here with a Spivak going, hey, he probably gets it daily anyway. So he's good at it.
I would also say that it doesn't seem like you made a real stand. I think you wrote this letter after the fact instead of saying something at the time and being more of a complainer at the time.
I did at the time, and I pushed it as much as I could, and he just had that demeanor that he just was like acknowledging without saying anything, and I was blown away, and I didn't want to take it any longer. I was traveling all day. It was a big drive to Moose Jaw. So I didn't take it any further. So you're right. I got back in the letter. I had a little bit of vengeance.
I would say, let me see the manager right now and let the manager tell me what a generous amount of shrimp and scallops is.
Yeah.
I'm telling
just in case.
I'm telling you this because your hotel is classy. It's right up there with the Fort Garry Hotel in Winnipeg. We adored it for the second time. Who has ever said before they adore a hotel? Have you ever heard that, Ribo?
Again, I wanted to come across as really professional.
I've never heard Dave use the word adore before. I really adored your drum performance on my last album.
Okay, so then the lounge, however, I know no hotel is perfect, but that waiter and surf and turf ripoff is doing nothing to help you be the full package of success that you would need to repeat customers and a reputation that would match the lobby, rooms, and service that we received in the other areas of the hotel. Feel free to pass this along to the owners.
Still not looking for anything. Just let the owners know that I know what was going on that night, and that mediocre steak and that rip-off shrimp and that waiter watching the baseball game. I saw it all, and I was really aware. And then best regards, I think I wrote,
best regards, Dave Spivak. And let me just say this. You guys can always be sure here that the Winnipeggers will always give you the full package of success that you deserve.
And if not, you can write us a strongly worded letter.
Yeah. So and your idea was to send them this letter and then get them immediately to send you a free lifetime membership at the hotel or something.
I thought like I would get something. So they did get back to me. And when they did get back, they said, hey, look, we apologize for that. There should have been, 4 to 6 actual scallops, they said, and et cetera for shrimp.
Hold on. They actually said 4 to 6?
Yeah, I don't have their return email. Otherwise, I would send it, but I don't have it for some reason. But anyway, regardless, I just they offered me a free room. And anytime I come through, I have one. And I never even answered their email. I was so embarrassed about that letter after I'd read it and went, oh my God. And then a friend of mine that was just joking that hangs out in Moose Jaw, he was just kidding. I'm sure he was kidding, but he said, yeah, I heard they got the letter up in the kitchen or something, and they all just laugh at it. So I'm sure he's full of it, but I couldn't show my face. And even now, if you're listening, Grant Hotel, I would love 2 weeks on you, but I'll never show because of the embarrassment. So, live and learn. I'll stay here in the basement.
Rybo and I we'll do a live Winnipeggers in the lounge in the lobby, because the lobby apparently, Rybo, is beautiful.
Actually
immaculate.
I'm in too. All right, it's eloquent.
Let's do it.
I adored it.
Eloquent, and we could drink.
I met a nice patron there.
I've had a lot of bad service before, but I've never actually written them an angry letter. I usually just tell them face to face at the moment if I'm not happy.
Yeah, but they never posted that up. When you tell them that, they don't post it up in the kitchen like they do with Dave.
Yeah, exactly. I needed to really think about it. I weaseled out in person, but I really got him with the letter. I got it here actually because I was looking at it while you were reading it, making sure you didn't miss a sentence.
Make sure I didn't add anything or subtract anything. Have you done this type of thing before? Is this the peak of it?
No, but I can't really recall any specific thing. But there are times where I would do that. I would overreact. And then the person would say, it's in your envelope we gave you or whatever it is. It's like I would just blow up. And then they're like, sir, it's part of your package. It was given to you on this thing or that thing, or you download it here, or you got to go to this website or whatever. I'm sure we all do that.
I was just going to say, it's like tough to send, if you get a bad meal or something, you send it back. You always think they're going to spit in it or something, like going to this hotel for Dave. If he gets that free day, like I would be, I don't want to do it. You can just go in there. They're going to, who knows, you go in there with a CSI light and they just got,
have you seen that before? And they did that at the Waldorf Astoria in New York, where they had a blue light and they were running it around the rooms with all the stains everywhere. And this is like the Waldorf, second mention of the Waldorf.
Yeah.
We'll take a room there any day, even with all the years walls.
As we wind down on our first episode, so we're going to keep these in nuggets. Let's discuss Rybo, one of the most famous characters in our lifetime, from Chicago, Iron Maiden show, working at the front desk. What was his name?
Regis J. O'Rourke Jr.
Oh, God.
Which means that there's a Regis J. O'Rourke
Senior. Now, do you remember what exactly he did?
I don't. He was working at the front counter. Where was that? What city was that?
So this was in Chicago after Iron Maiden. We went and saw them in Chicago, then Milwaukee, then we stayed over and we walked into the hotel. And Chad went, "This hotel smells like dirty sex."
Oh, what does clean sex smell like? Dirty sex,
cleaner.
So let me tell you a quick story. So I now have taken that name Regis J. O'Rourke Jr. because it's far too good to just leave in the wasteland, and combined it with another story that I had with some bad service. The night that I won the Undisputed Championship in WWE, I beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night. But that was in Anaheim, California. Sorry, that was in San Diego. Next day, the show was in Anaheim. So I had to drive from Anaheim to San Diego. It was after the show, so obviously it's later on. By the time I finish up and shower, I drive to the hotel. It's a nicer place, not as a heritage hotel. It was like a Hilton.
Was it adoring?
No, it was a Hilton. I think it was. And I go up there, and I can still see it. It's in Anaheim. And I go over there and I check in. I said, "Can I get some food at the restaurant?" They said, "Well, that closes at midnight." I'm like, well, it's 10 to midnight. They're like, well, it's closed. I'm like, well, then why isn't it closed at midnight? So like turning to Michael Douglas and falling down. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you said midnight. You didn't say 10 to midnight. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you, Regis J. O'Rourke Jr. That's his name. Whenever I tell the story, I use that name. Yeah. And I said, do you have any, a pizza menu? Yes, there's a pizza menu. So I take the pizza menu. I go upstairs. It's Domino's. I order it. They call me. Hello, this is Domino's. Hey, can you just bring it up to the room? No, we're not allowed to bring it up to the room. So I go back downstairs. Well, I was just there. It was just me and Regis 30 minutes earlier. And I go down there. I grab my pizza. I go back up to my room, and I've locked myself out.
Oh,
I can't get back in. So I go back downstairs. I say, Regis, hey, man, can I get a key for my room? He's like, yeah, you need to show me some ID. And I'm like, I don't have any ID. It's in the room, and he's like, how am I supposed to know that it's you? I'm like, I was just fucking here like 30 minutes ago. It was just you and me. And he's like, protocol is protocol. I'm like, what are you? Now you're fucking.
Protocol is protocol. What is he, Spivak?
So I'm like, dude, I don't have any ID. If I don't have anything. And he goes, well, then I'm going to have to escort you to your room and let you in. I'm like, whatever, dude. We go up to the room. He lets me in. He goes, wait here. He goes, tell me something that's inside that room. And I'm like, I'm still pissed. I'm like, all right, motherfucker. Inside that room are not one, two world title belts. Because I beat The Rock and Steve Austin in the same night, and they're right in there. And he's like, we'll see about that. He goes in the room. He walks in, comes back out, and he's like, you are correct. And I'm like, of course I'm correct. I'm the undisputed champion, bitch. Get the hell out of my room. So he leaves. I'm feeling all cool and happy. I put the pizza down. I open it up and I grab the title. I look at it. Yeah, I'm the champion. Regis can suck it. I sit down on the edge of the pizza box. It flips over onto the ground. And that's how I spent the first night as undisputed champion, eating dust ball pizza with the scent of Regis J. O'Rourke and his dirty sex in my room.
God. Dirty smell of sex.
Did you actually eat the pizza?
A little bit of it.
A little nibble here and there.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, Rybo. That's what I always say. So that's a good first episode here of the Winnipeggers. I'm happy with that.
What?
I'm happy with it. Are you happy?
Good.
With it?
Yeah. Well, we're happy if you're happy. Yeah, it seems fun. Yeah. The nice thing is the streaming seems good. Everything's normal, I think.
Yeah, I'm really happy with everybody's everybody's audio and video and everything. So we're going to be here next Thursday as well. We're going to try and make this every Thursday night. If you want to hear some stupid stories for some real idiots, then we are your Huckleberries. Next week, what are we discussing? Natural, what's it, call of nature?
When nature calls.
Oh, when nature calls. Yeah, we might have a few of those.
What was the Pupakaka song? Bathroom disaster or something?
Bathroom experiments.
Yeah. It took three flushes to get it down, and even then, I'm not so sure it won't be back.
And on that note, we'll see you next week, guys.
See ya.
Cheers, everybody.
See you later, eh?
The most annoying character from It's a Wonderful Life.
That'll be two shows from now.
Yeah. I wish I was never born and both on the same show.